Rolling that.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This is without doubt the strangest catch that we've caught all summer up to this point. It's just something that we totally did not expect in that moment, and it actually kind of caught us off guard, and you can actually hear in our voices when we get this fish out of the bag that we're a little bit stunned by really what happened. It's just one of those things that in musky fishing, you absolutely never know what's going to happen, and you just got to stick with it. You got to be positive. And like we're going to say in the video here, we're having a tough go. Things weren't really going our way, and we were going to do something outside of the box, just something unconventional, at least for us, and that short line trolling. Let's have a look at this fish as we catch it and as we get it out of the bag.
Rolling that. Oh, and I got one, Dave. Comes like that, man. I don't know. What is the fuck?
See the arc on there, and the bait just went down.
Well, like, what the hell? Like, that's awesome.
Rock and roll.
Hey guys, Glenn and Dave. I'm not even sure how to announce this one, Dave. So we're out here. We cast a couple spots early in the weeds and we raised a few fish. We're at the tail end of September and we seen some fish in the weeds. We tried casting some deep stuff. We actually moved some fish on deep stuff. And then we tried trolling. That wasn't working. We just went back, cast a deep break line, and we had one fish roll up on a Medusa, and we're just heading over to short line troll, a weed line, and I have on what is essentially a blade with no name. I just put it out to short line troll it. I had, what, Dave, 20 feet of line out behind the boat?
I don't even know if the blades were fully engaged.
And I just kicked it into gear, and I seen an arc come up on the graph, and I was like, I got one, Dave, and we both looked at each other and laughed because we weren't even hardly moving, and we actually got a pretty decent fish here.
It's thick.
It's not super long, but it's a nice thick fish.
And it came out of nowhere because, like Glenn said, we're both surprised.
It's not super long, but it's a nice thick fish. Nice clean fish.
It looks like it just ate here a while ago.
All right, let's get this one back in. All right, as you guys can see, just a crazy scenario unfolded in the matter of seconds as we made the decision to go short line trolling. Now, we weren't actually going to start on this spot. We were going to work down to the weed line, but we thought because we knew we had a shelf coming up, we're like, hey, let's just start here. You know, we'll take a break, we'll have a sandwich, and just kind of, you know, take our time going in. And it just worked out perfectly. But there's actually a couple things as we break it down that kind of lends itself to this is a really good spot to hold a fish. So let's look at it from overhead. So this is the shoreline here, and we got north facing up. And if we actually had any lake effect current, it would actually be coming out this way out towards the main lake. And we just finished kind of working the shoreline, and we were casting in, and we actually seen a fish kind of off of this corner here it was slow and lazy. It come up on a Medusa, just kind of rolled on it. And as we got to this spot where some rocks come out underwater, we're like, let's just try something different. We'll short line troll. And from here working in, we're kind of in a depth of about 20 feet. But we know that it's going to slowly, gradually get up to about the 10, 12 foot mark. And then when we hit the weeds kind of further in the bay, we're going to be running that 9 to 10 foot area. Well, what I didn't really take in account is that there's some rocks coming off ashore here. And where we stopped the boat, we actually didn't cast this spot. We stopped the boat probably around here. And going back to a video a few weeks ago where I talked about moving in on your spot slowly, this would be a prime example to do that. I think where we stopped with the boat, we were sitting over fish that were suspended off the edge of this rock structure. We were here. I threw my bait in, which was a bucktail, and I think I had about 20 feet of line out. It was just behind the boat. I just started to get the boat moving this direction, and I seen something come up quick on the graph, and right away we were on. I'm going to break this down looking at it a different direction here. So here's looking at it. So this is the shoreline. We stopped the boat probably right around here. And had we cast this rock shelf, I honestly suspect that that fish was probably sitting just suspended off of this rock shelf here. And if I would have followed my own advice from a few videos ago and we would have moved in slow and just cast our way in, we probably would have contacted that fish. But because we were transitioning from one tactic to another, that's where we ended up. I dropped my line in the water and that fish come up and hit it right away. And for us, it was just a really cool moment because it's one of those things that just, it's unexpected. And those are the fun things that keep us going on musky fishing.
Oh, I know. I'm just ready for the bugs to kind of chill here and then start getting.
Little spotty guy.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do is take your picture. Okay guys, so obviously our short line trolling thing paid off. This is a tiny little one, but we're running over the remnants of an old weed line. Dave's got on a Lubowski Flashbowski that'll run deeper, and Dave's actually hitting the weeds.
This guy's gonna pull right through the net here.
Pretty steady. I'm running a bucktail out the back, and Dave got hit. So little guy, we'll just kind of flip him out of the net. Not the one we're after, but it just shows that our thoughts,
the box sometimes.
Our thoughts on short line trolling are gonna pay off. So we'll just flip him out here.
Come on, you little. He's dangerous, these little guys.
Yeah, little ones are pretty scary because they want to do all the spinning and flipping.
But sometimes when you're not setting the world on fire, we were getting our ass handed to us, so
gotta try something different.
And like Glenn said, it's not setting the world on fire, but we've only been doing it for
20 minutes. Well, he's got his nose right through the net. Okay guys, September 24th. We have water temps of 61.7, probably warmer than we were expecting. We haven't been on this lake in a long time.
At least 3 weeks, at least.
Oh, probably more than that. Been a long time since we've been here. We weren't sure what to expect. Surprisingly, for the end of September, weeds were still where they were good. They were really good.
Yes, thick, and a lot of them are healthy. Some were dying off, and you follow your lure and you grab them and they're just like snot, but some were actually good and still green, so that was kind of odd to see. But it's been a weird year for temperature and stuff anyways, yeah. So it kind of plays in hand with that.
We're definitely in transition. We're seeing fish on the deep break lines, and then the one that I got early on trolling was actually over deeper water. We'll do a breakdown of that one. Obviously you guys will see that. And then Dave's are just classic short line trolling over weeds. Not the one we're after, but hey, when it's tough conditions and it's transition, we'll take that.
Well, we pretty much getting our asses handed to us today, so we kind of had to go outside the box a little bit and take a flyer on it, and it paid off.
Yeah, it worked.
Fast, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll take that. we probably won't be out until next weekend. So for 54 bucks, for Dave, Glenn, we'll see you guys out on the water.
Later.
Later.